you may recognize some stuff to start. So I guess that's where you would start, is start with the stuff you actually recognize, you know? If you see that SpongeBob in a bag, like you can look that up because you know it's SpongeBob. If you see a little pet shop stuff, you can look it up because you know it's a little pet shop, you know?
So we're here with my buddy Vinny, the Toy Master. He's been selling toys on eBay for over 5 years, and he's doing anywhere from 3 to even over 5,000 a month at times, selling toys just like this. And we actually got a viewer question that had come in recently asking, Vinny, how do I get, like, what's the best way for me to get started with toys? When I go to a thrift store or I go to a garage sale, I'm just so overwhelmed and I don't know where to start. So what advice would you have?
So the best advice I can give is the advice that I took the action I took for myself, which has gotten me to where I am now, is I started buying and learning, and I did a lot of failing, but I learned a lot during the process. And if you're someone who doesn't want to go through that entire process, I have guides available that you can buy that kind of break everything down for you and tell you what to get. But the best advice is to go out and try it. Buy them, see what you can find, look at the sold listings on eBay, search what popular toys are popular right now, and just dive in.
But where do you even start? Like, I know you gave some good advice, but when or at least when I first got started, when I look at all these toys, I don't even know, like, how do you look up an item? Where do you start? Because with toys, there's so many. There's thousands of different characters and brands. Like, it just seems for the average person, to you, it's probably like, it's second nature.
Well, I had to learn it all on my own as well. And a lot of these things you'll recognize if you have kids, if you were a kid, which everybody was.
I popped out an adult.
You may recognize some of the little pet shop stuff. You may recognize some stuff to start. So I guess that's where you would start, is start with the stuff you actually recognize, you know? If you see that SpongeBob in a bag, like you can look that up because you know it's SpongeBob. If you see a little pet shop stuff, you can look it up because you know it's a little pet shop, you know? So I'm sure everybody has some sort of knowledge in some toys. So that's where I would start. And then kind of keep with the same theme. If this Disney figures and these Disney characters do good, maybe other ones do well. If little pet shop, little dog toys do well, maybe other ones do well. If dollhouses do well and dollhouse accessories do well, maybe other dollhouse accessories do well. You know, and kind of that way. That's the best advice that I would give, is start with what you know and then expand slowly, and you'll start learning more. And the best way to like look these things up is to look for names and years and product identifiers. Like if you would type in whatever this is on the back here, if you would type in Hasbro 2018 Disney Snowman, like this may pop up. His name's Olaf, so you didn't type in Olaf, but it may pop up if you type it in. So look for years, look for markers, look for brand, and look for what you know.
And I'm curious for you, well, this is kind of a two-part question, but when you first started selling toys, which was what, 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Did you have any knowledge? Like, did you, like 1 through 10, 10, you had the most knowledge as you do now, because you're literally a 10 out of 10 now. What were when you first started? Would you consider yourself like a 1 out of 10, a 2 out of 10?
Probably a 2.
Okay, and that's where I think most people are going to be, right? You might know some characters.
Like I knew about Power Rangers and Barbies and stuff like that, and toys that I know like Legos and...
So my question is, how long did it take you to get to a 6 or a 7 to get comfortable to the point where, and if any of you guys have seen my videos with Vinny, he loads up his carts in his shopping carriage at these thrift stores. Like, how long does it take for the average person who's watching now to get to that point where they get to look at these and they automatically know what it is?
Probably a year. It took me about a year and a lot of buying. Like, I used to spend time I spent a lot of money just buying every bag at Savers just to figure out what they were.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of investing in myself that went with it.
And I did that with clothing when I started my clothing business, because clothing and toys are similar. There's a million of them out there.
Yeah.
It's the same with books, but with books you're using a scanning app, so it's a little bit of a cheating in a sense compared to eBay. You have to really know your stuff. But you know, you're going to buy a bunch of stuff and you're going to make mistakes. And I guess the key is to learn from it. And then you'll slowly but surely build a catalog of items up that you're comfortable with. And every time you see it, you're like, oh, bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, you'll learn. If you buy, you'll learn.
So get out there. Hopefully this answers your question. And yeah, if you guys want to learn more about selling toys, be sure to check out my channel. We got a bunch of videos that we just recorded where we actually covered a bunch of Dora Explorer items. Disney. I mean, these are hundreds of dollars worth of profits we just found from our local Goodwill. So check that out. Also, check the link down below.
This was all found in 2 days.
Yeah.
In 2 stores. 2 stores. That's it.
Yeah.
2 stores got all this stuff.
Yeah, so stay posted, guys. I'll put some information down below. You can check out Vinny's guides, link in the description. I'll throw a coupon code down there for you if you want to check it out. But with that being said, we'll see you in the next one.